Welcome in for another episode of Henny Goes Outside. This is the second annual Black Friday in the Woods. We are once again in the George Washington National Forest. If I'm not mistaken, this is in the Blue Ridge Mountains. This is where we're going to be setting up camp for tonight. It's supposed to be a chilly one. There isn't any snow forecasted for tonight, but it is supposed to get into the 20s. So in just a moment here, we're going to be setting up the tent. And once we get that done, we'll probably kick back and relax for a little bit. It's still relatively early today. And then dinner's not going to be anything super complicated. We're going to be doing like a little taste testing of some different types of ramen noodles. I love myself some cheap ramen noodles. I always tell everybody if I ever got rich, it's one of those things I'm going to keep on eating no matter what. But I do have some new ones that I haven't tried before, so we're going to try to have at least 2 of them, if not possibly 3, depending on how I'm feeling. But let's get set up, and then I'll bring you on back. Okay, we got everything set up. Sleep system, you've seen it once. The only difference is compared to how I might usually do it is the fact that I'm using the Haven pad that comes from my hammock. Everything in here is actually a little bit too big, so I'm going to definitely be pushing up against the walls tonight. But yeah, there's that. Nothing new or spectacular there. Out here, the Mr. Heater, the buddy heater there, for whenever it does inevitably drop down to the cold temperatures. And then, of course, my lights, batteries, all that stuff, which also ends up being a table whenever I'm sitting in here. So once it does get colder, we'll end up pulling the chair in here and hanging out where it's a little bit warmer. The goal is to have a fire tonight. We got the fire pit over there, but that's all going to be dependent on the wind and how well the wind stays down. Right now, if the wind stays how it currently is, we'll definitely be having a fire tonight. But if it picks up, we will have to find something else to do when it comes to the campfire talk. Anyways, I'm gonna head on out of the tent. I'll be back here in just a few moments. All right, we're back. I was talking about my long johns and all that stuff when I went ahead and threw those on real quick. I also grabbed my Bucky's blanket, the one that I had in the last video. I said I'll use it for like if I'm in the tent, just to kind of like throw around my shoulders and what have you. As much as I like this chair, it's not a very good winter chair. It has a lot of mesh on it, so I was feeling all that wind coming through around my backside here. I'm trying to use off the rest of this can. This stove comes with like a little thing that you can actually put on this to help it sit up. I imagine it's in my bin somewhere. But yeah, we're trying to use the rest of this can of gas here. I have another one in there. Everything's gonna be a bunch of water. Um, so this is the one noodle that I say I haven't had before. I love Thai food, so I figured I'd try this pad Thai. Um, and then I got this Korean hot pot. I also love Korean food. Like my two favorite types of food are Korean and Thai food. I will do a lot of that type of cooking at home, or if hey, you want to go out to eat type thing, I'm generally choosing, either Thai food, Korean food if it's around, or Japanese food. Those are probably my three favorites in that order. Another thing I'm trying from Black Rifle Coffee Company is this Atomic Llama cinnamon brown sugar coffee. Last time I had their coffee, I really enjoyed it. So I figured I'd try this. And when it comes to coffee in general, like I find like things like the hazelnuts, the French vanillas, those are the things I typically like more than others. I am getting closer to being able to drink just regular black coffee, but I'm still using sugar. I got rid of the creamer. Now we're doing sugar. And it's the same amount of sugar I would use if I was still using creamer. So we're getting there. So yeah, we're gonna try that. We're gonna use the AeroPress here, which is something I haven't used since I first bought it. Mostly because it just hasn't really been cold out to be doing a hot drink. Filter is not in there. I gotta remember how to use it since it's been so long. I think the filters are in here. I hope the filters are in here. And look at that, doing one pour over, then one more in there, and then doing it the proper way that they want you to. Gives you one full cup. Ooh, it's nice and warm in there too. So we're gonna give this a shot without any sugar. See what it tastes like. Other than hot. Whew. Yeah, I can actually taste that cinnamon in there. Brown sugar, not so much. Maybe, I don't know. I can definitely taste the cinnamon. My palate's kind of gone anyway, so. Okay. Let's see how these are looking, especially since I can't really cook them the way that they're saying to. I don't have a lot of confidence about this, guys. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Pad Thai. Yeah. Because I'm not doing them in the microwave, the noodles are still kind of crunchy. But the flavor in general isn't quite there. Yeah. We're gonna eat it though. Okay, just like promised, told you I'd bring you back for this second one. While I had this going, or I guess warming up for the 5 minutes that it was stating to warm it up for, I went ahead and got the fire going. It's not as windy as what it was indicating it was going to be like whenever I was checking out the weather and everything yesterday. All I know is it's supposed to get cold. I'm guessing that's no, it says savory sauce. I was guessing that was what's going to make it spicy, but it looks like I am wrong. Wouldn't be the first time. So let's get that mixed in here. And all of this stuff is mostly because my original idea was to bring the Thanksgiving leftovers out here and make a meal. But to be honest with you, we didn't have a whole lot of those left over. We had some turkey, maybe a little bit of corn and green beans, but everything else was pretty much eaten yesterday between whenever we initially had it around 1:30 and the end of the day. So we're just doing a ramen supper. So give me just a few moments here to. All right, I'm going to take this off for a moment. Right off the bat, I can taste a little bit of spice in there. The table's cold. Who would have thunk it? When an aluminum table gets cold when it's cold outside. Welcome on back in for the campfire talk. Been sitting out here for a little bit. I bought 3 bundles of wood. This is the last little bit of wood right here. I was making it a goal to get all the wood burned, so I'm not transporting it back to the house tomorrow and I guess keeping it there. Anyways, I want to wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. For those that were in the United States, anyways, or let me rephrase that. I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving, since that is now in the past. Went to my in-laws' house in Virginia, which is why I'm currently camping in Virginia. It was myself, Liz, Kelso, and I guess this was his first real Thanksgiving where he could actually eat turkey and stuff like that, because last year he was still eating formula. But yeah, so it was us 3, and then my mother-in-law and my 2 brother-in-laws for dinner. I guess it was more of a lunch. But woke up right around 8:30 or so and got the turkey going. Made some mashed potatoes. All that we were eating by 1:30, and just enough time to watch the Lions lose. They need to start picking up some momentum. A lot of times the Super Bowl teams are about momentum. The team that's playing right now is not a Super Bowl team. They're a good team. They're in the games until the end, but they're not a Super Bowl team. Maybe, hopefully, a lot of these guys that are injured, they can get back in by the end of the year and start picking something up, but I wouldn't say that they're Super Bowl ready at this point. To all the new subscribers since the last video, I appreciate you guys subscribing. I know a lot of you guys don't have your stuff as public, so like literally, I only know probably about 30 of the subscribers are because of of how you guys list yourself, but to everybody that's subscribed, thank you. Currently at 105. I feel like we're definitely picking up some momentum. It took me like a year to get to 50. Not quite a year. Like, I think I finally hit 50 in September, which would have been about 9 or 10 months in that time frame. And then since then, I've picked up another 50 plus subscribers. So it's definitely nice that we're getting some momentum and some traction. It definitely is something that I am thankful for. Just the fact that anybody's watching this at all is pretty amazing to me. Like, I don't know. I mean, I guess you guys are kind of like me. Like, I watch other people's camping videos as well. I mean, it's part of the reason why I'm doing this. I've seen other people doing it. I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, there's people like to watch people go camping. Some of the other channels you'll see, like, people watch it because, like, they can't get out anymore for whatever reasons. So they watch in the channels. Yeah. But in the future here, we're going to be continuing to do the channels. I got to start stockpiling a couple of things here just because with Liz's firm that she was working with getting acquired by another accounting firm, she did get a title change and a promotion and all that stuff, but we're not sure if she's going to be just strictly billing for this tax season, and if she is billing, if there's going to be any overtime involved with it or not. Because last year, since her firm was a medium-sized firm before it got acquired, so she was kind of like a little bit of everything. Some billing, she helped prepare taxes and all that stuff. And now, like, her main role is going to be just billing. So, like, we don't know if that's going to be something where it's going to make her have overtime this spring, or if she's going to fully transition to it after tax season. We're not even sure because they're still, like, in that process of getting everything switched over and all that. But I need to be prepared in the fact that if she does have to work, February, March, and half of April, I need to have some stuff built up and in the library to release during those time frames, so we're not backpedaling like I did last year. But with that, like, there is a cabin spot that I'm gonna try to get. Raccoon Creek State Park in Pennsylvania. They have cabin rentals all year round. So I'm gonna try to book one of those just because I know they're close by, about an hour away. In the meantime, I know for at least like December, maybe parts of January, I'm gonna try to do my usual West Virginia area. So we'll be looking for some cold winter camps. I don't know how bad it's gonna snow in those areas. I do know if I would have went where I went for the last video in Pennsylvania, there would have been some snow today. Don't exactly know how much. Ooh, getting a little smoke in my face. Makes me appreciate the smokeless fire pit that I usually bring along. But we didn't have room for that today. So that stayed home. Which is also why we're using the hot tent, the Gazelle tents. What is it? Probably like 5 feet tall when it's in the bag. That's a good portion of the truck right there. I do want to get a stove for this tent though, at some point in time. So we'll be looking into that since it is winter time. But yeah, I mean, still out here drinking some sweet baby Jesus. If you guys like chocolate and peanut butter, if you guys like porters, this is a good beer. If you're drinking it for the ABV, it's what? 6.2. So it's slightly more than a regular beer or a light beer. Okay. what does this say the temperature is? Currently, in the back of the truck, is where I put the other sensor at to help protect it from possible rain or frost, because I don't know if it's waterproof or not. I probably should read the full package. It's currently 33 degrees in the back of the truck and 38 out over here. And I didn't set the time, so currently to this it's 3:10 a.m. It's not 3:10 a.m. It's only 5:39. Yeah. So there's that sitting right there. Hopefully that one lasts better. Hopefully that one's better than the other one I had. The other one, the outdoor temperature stopped reading. Granted, I did take that one and actually put that outside at the house as well. And it wasn't a battery thing, because I swapped out the batteries, and it still wasn't giving me the outside stuff. So I know what the temperature is downstairs in the basement when I'm working at any given time. I just don't know what it is outside anymore. Well, I take that back, because I do have like a little weather vane outside that I can look up and see what the temperature is, but the actual thermometer thing doesn't work. But yeah, we're trying to burn off the rest of this wood. Once I get done with this, I'm gonna head in the tent, and I think tonight I'll try to watch This Is Spinal Tap. Last time I said I was gonna watch This Is Spinal Tap too, but I ended up watching the Keanu Reeves movie, which was Good Fortune. It's one of those fairly predictable movies, but you're there for it. It's a nice little fun. What was it? Hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever it was. I would say 7.5 as my rating. Is it going to win any awards? No. Did it do anything new? No. But it was a good, fun couple of hours, or hour and a half, 2 hours, whatever the runtime was. So I think I might either watch This Is Spinal Tap 2, or I have downloaded some YouTube videos that I might watch. Might also play some video games. It's still early, despite what it looks like because of the, getting dark at 5 o'clock thing now, because of daylight savings. It's not that late, although it could be late. Anyways, I'm gonna shut this off now. I'm gonna sit by here and watch this fire go out, and then we'll head inside the tent. Welcome back. We're now in the tent. We've probably been in the tent for maybe an hour. Just hanging out in here, trying to help get everything up to temperature. Currently, right now, the buddy heater, it's keeping it considerably warmer in here than it compared to outside, anyways. I don't know if that's popping up on there or not. If it will, it's currently 30 degrees outside, 47 inside. That's Fahrenheit. And then for the rest of the world, that's -1 Celsius and 9 Celsius. We can still kind of see the breath a little bit, but it's definitely more tolerable in here right now than it would be out there, or more tolerable than if I didn't have that. I just recently cranked it up to high to help kind of boost the temperature up real quick. We're going to probably turn it back down here to low in just a few moments. I'm pretty sure earlier in the video I said I didn't know when winter started officially. I was watching a YouTube video from Outlaw Camper. Jack over there said that winter starts on December 21st. So kudos for him for answering my question before I could even have a chance to look it up, especially without any phone service. It's going to be chilly night out there, but it's going to be warm in here. Yeah, but if anything happens, I'm just going to continue to sit here and finish watching that video. I'm probably about halfway through it. I'm going to watch that video. If anything else happens, I'll come on back and highlight some things. Alright, we're going to do one more take on this just because I did do one and I realized I had the camera on super night, so I don't know how well that's going to turn out. But good morning, everybody. It's almost 7 o'clock. It's currently 6:49. Last night, sometime after 4:30, we ran out of gas in the buddy heater. And the reason why I know it's after 4:30 is I did have to get out and use the bathroom for a quick second, and it was still running at that time. And then when I came back in and went to bed and woke back up about 20-30 minutes ago or so, it wasn't running. And then this thing, before I opened the door anyways, was down at 35. Now it's down at 32. So it had been off for a little bit because we were running in the low 50s whenever I was, awake last night and looking at it. But yeah, waited about 20 minutes in bed here. Waited for it to get daylight so that way I could actually shoot some things outside once I start breaking down the tent itself. But yeah, we're gonna get all this stuff out of here and we're gonna head back to the house. All right, folks, that is another camping trip in the books. I'm going to get these pants off, jump in the truck, and head on back to the house. One of the things I always like to do, especially whenever I'm not using my own fire pit, is to take the leftover water and put it on the fire pit to help put out any hot coals that might still be in there. Today, it doesn't look like there's anything in there, but, just be on the cautious side. Went ahead and did that to douse anything. I thank you all for spending another night with me here. I do appreciate it. Please hit the subscribe button, thumbs up, leave comments. All that stuff is greatly appreciated. And until the next one, have a good couple of weeks.